Hey guys, I'm back again. I know it's been a while, but it's your boy Oscar, and we got something different today. Today's not going to be a build video of a helmet. We're actually going to be working on dyeing a visor for your Power Ranger, Super Sentai, or maybe Kamen Rider lenses that you want to do in the future build that you want to think about. You know, because 2022 is going to be coming, and conventions probably will be back by then. So at least we hope so, because I love me some conventions, guys. Love me some conventions. So yeah, we're going to be working with some dyeing of visors today, but it took me a while to figure this out. You know, I did see a video that was pretty old. It was from a few years back, and they were using a powder of dye called iDye Poly. But iDye Poly here in Puerto Rico is kind of hard to find. So I was checking online and only could find it on Amazon, but shipping was basically like paying double for a small little envelope that's about this big and this thin. So I needed to see if there was any other brands that were doing the same type of thing, and I did find another brand called Rit Dye. Rit Dye is basically, if any of you guys know if dye any clothes or tie-dye clothes, you'll find them local boxes in a Walmart or any type of supermarket in the laundromat section. So I found that, but you know, they were only working with cottons, and PETG plastic is basically like a polyester type of material. It's a synthetic material. So I needed to see what else was there, and luckily for me, I did come across on Amazon, which I will show you guys right now here. On Amazon, they actually have a place where I can buy bottles of a liquid Rit dye for synthetics, and they have an array of colors. Unfortunately, some sell out faster than others, but black is pretty easy to find. So yeah, I got it, and we have it here today. We're going to be working on it. All I got to do is show you guys. I'm going to give you guys the materials, the list, the costs, and everything in the description, as well as in this video right here. So make sure to keep watching, guys, because we're going to be learning a lot. You're going to be learning temperatures, and you're going to be learning what you need and how to do this. And make sure to keep your work area clean, especially if you're working in the kitchen like I'm going to do with this.
So today we're in a little bit of a different place now. We're actually in my kitchen today. We're going to be working on some visors, and this is a technique I'm trying out new, and I'm going to show you guys and how we're doing it. We're actually using a new product. We're actually using this product right here, Rit Dye. A lot of people have tried Rit Dye for other things, but this is the synthetic brand. It's graphite. We're going to be using this to paint all of our clear visors of PETG plastic. So basically, these are the PETG plastic sheets. You can get them at any shop online. You can get them on Amazon. You can actually get them in TNT Cosplay. I'll put the link down in the description below. So I basically already cut them into the shape of the visors of the Power Rangers. We have the Green Ranger, we actually have another Green Ranger, we have a Psycho Ranger, and we have a Turbo Ranger. So what we're going to be doing is we're actually heating up our container here at about 200 degrees, give or take, maybe a little bit higher, and we actually have a backup pot of water heating up, so that way if the temperature goes down, we can actually add a little bit more hot water to actually keep the temperature up instead of going down. And then we're going to move this bucket, which is, I think it should already be at about 200. We have it at like a little over 200. Its temperature goes down real fast as soon as we take it out. So we have it at about 200-ish. They said for 200 or above, give or take. So what we're going to do now is move this into our vat. We have actually a container here. So as you can see here, we do have our container here that we're going to be putting all our dye in. And then right here we have another container which is filled with some cool water, a little bit of ice in there just to keep the temperature down, so it can seal in those pores of plastic after it gets dyed a little bit. So we're going to keep moving it back and forth between the two containers until we get a nice darkness. Remember, you don't want to get it too black because if you can see it without being into the helmet, it looks like it's not as dark as you want it to be. But remember, when you put it into the helmet, it's going to be a little bit darker, and you won't be able to see the person on the inside. So remember, darkness on the inside, you won't be able to see anybody's else. So we're going to do maybe 4 to 5 different quenches for the dyeing process. So we're going to see how that goes on with the Rit Dye synthetic dye. Alright guys, so now while we have the hot water cooling a little bit before we end up putting in our plastic, what you need to do is remember, when you have these plastics, they do have a protective film on them. So before you dye any of your visors, remember to remove all of the film that's on the front and on the back. There are some that just have it in the front, so I would be careful to make sure to remove, because anything that's covered in this plastic film, you won't be able to dye the actual plastic. So make sure that you remove it, and then you can start dipping into your vat and see the process little by little. As you can see, these I'll have a little bit of bend to it, so that's okay, because at least it'll be bending in the form that I want it to be.
Ah!
Alright, so we're gonna check the temperature.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Dip this in there. And I did cover my tongs in plastic so they don't get messed up. And we're gonna put in our Green Ranger visors in here, little by little. Without burning my hand. So now what we're gonna do is actually gonna just leave these here for about 7 minutes, so it can soak it up, and then we're gonna transfer everything into the cold water, and then we're gonna move it back and forth until it's nice and dark.
A few minutes later.
Alright, so we finally have this. It's been 7 minutes. The water has cooled down a little bit. I think it's at about 150, 160 degrees. So, which is actually a good point. So we're gonna take one out right now, and then we're gonna place it into this vat. So let's see which one I actually end up grabbing. Okay. They actually warped a little bit in the heat, but that'll be fine. I can actually fix that again. So as you can see, it did get way darker. Now it's not see-through. Well, it is see-through, but not completely. So we're gonna put this here, and then we're gonna grab the other one. So basically another about 7 to 10 minutes. Let's get it a little bit darker. Apparently this Rit dye is actually a little bit stronger than what I've seen in the iDye poly. I haven't tried iDye poly yet, but I do have a red one that I'll use for a different video. So for right now, we're gonna do this and see how it goes. I think we're gonna put a little bit more hot water in here. So like I said, we can still, these are a little bent, but we can actually strain a little bit out, since it is just plastic. A little heat and it'll straighten out a little bit more. Okay, so now we have the fully finished visors. We actually have them dark enough. It doesn't look as dark as facing the light, but when you put them on a dark surface, they look completely black. So that's actually a good thing, because you don't want to dye them completely black. Then you won't be able to see where you're going when you're at a convention or wearing a helmet anywhere. So we actually did it with the Rit dye, and it actually worked pretty well. I have never used it before. It's the first time I've ever used it, so I decided to do a little video with you guys. And as you guys can see now, I no longer have the curves as we did in the previous one. I actually took them out of the vat after heating it with water and everything. What happened was, what I did was I heated up some water at 200 degrees all over again, because I think that was the sweet spot of the temperature. And then what I did was actually I quickly put it on a flat surface and then flattened it out like that, and it actually kept its shape flat, so that's actually a good thing. So if you guys are ever wondering on how to do that, now you learned something new as well as I did. So yeah, I think this is like the best option if you guys want to do this. I'm going to put everything that I bought and where I purchased everything in the description below. You'll have every link to where I got everything and all the costs and everything. As well as right here, we'll put up all the directions if guys you've missed anything. So we're going to put the temperature, what you have to do, all the materials and the equipment that you need, so that you can dye your own visors. And I would say if you're going to do a bunch of helmets, start doing a batch. And be aware, actually have some extra hot water going on in case you do that curve thing like I did. I was like, had it and all of a sudden started curling up like a, I don't know, whatever curls up at a tip. So.
Alright guys, I want to apologize for this voiceover. This video was recorded, but for something happening with the microphone, so I'm just going to tell you about everything that's going on in this video, in this section. As you can see in this helmet, we just have installed the Rit dyed visor using the Rit dye graphite synthetic dye materials, and I can honestly say it came out so nice. I installed it, and the minute I put it in, I looked at the helmet and it was completely black. All we really had to do was do about 3 quenches, and that was about it. I thought about doing 4, but I didn't want to get it too dark and then not be able to see through. And honestly, this thing looks like it's basically store-bought. Like whenever I had issues with the limo grade material, it just, sometimes it would be bubbling, sometimes it would be warping or ripping, and I'd have to do it over again and over again. But with this Rit dye, I can honestly, it's my new to go to, and I think that if you guys ever use this process and you get this material, it'll come out really wonderful for you guys, and I have no doubt about it that you'll be able to make some magic with this material for your visors or your Kamen Rider lenses or whatever else that you're going to be using for PETG plastic to dye in several different colors. So, guys, I think it came out wonderful. It looks great. It looks awesome. This helmet right here is actually going to a client of mine, and I am sure 100% that they are going to be so thrilled and so happy with it, especially it being the first helmet that I made with the new tinted visor. So this will be one of many. This is what I'm going to be doing from now on for all of my commissions, for all of my helmets. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. You guys have learned something. If you missed anything, that you came in and you missed it, just go back or go into the description. You will see all the links to where I bought the materials, as well as the instructions and the list of materials that I used to do the process of this. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you guys had fun and learned something, and I hope I see you in the next upcoming video. So for now, take care, and may the power protect you guys.